Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new Lush Life video. I'm your host Leon, joined here by my wife and co-host, the illustrious Mrs. Lush. A few weeks ago, we did a little something different. We did a Would You Rather, where it was mostly me firing questions to my wife to challenge her with some very precarious life situations and what her decision would be. Today,
this time,
we flipped
the tables are turned.
Yeah, I was going to say we flipped the tables. That's not correct.
The tables are turned and I'm going to be asking the hard-hitting questions today.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Leon Lush?
I'm ready. I said, honey,
sure?
why don't you come up with
this?
some questions for me, because I'm always putting you in the hot seat, making fun of you for not knowing who Thanos is, for example.
That's
so let's get it. Yeah, exactly. So this is for the real LL fans right here. We're not reacting to anything. I'm just going to be in the hot seat today, and we're going to be answering the tough questions. You kind of have to answer the questions too.
Kind of. Sure. But if anyone has any questions they'd like for me to fire at Leon next time, just let me know. I got you.
Go. Hit me with the first one.
Kim or Chloe?
Oh my God, that's your first question, Kim or Chloe? I know Chloe's your favorite Kardashian.
You did know that?
Yeah, I did.
Why would you say that?
And it's embarrassing that the first question is about the Kardashians, honestly.
Let it go.
Oh my God. Like, in what capacity? Like, overall?
Just
like,
whatever. You want to hit a red carpet with them? You want to go on a date? You want to do some things?
Do some things who I'd rather have a free, who I'd rather... Oh my God.
Whose bank account would you rather have access to?
Kim in that case.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess...
Who do you think is prettier or
I'll say
more
that
likable?
I think Chloe's cooler. I think
she
Chloe's
is,
much
exactly.
more likable. Yeah, Chloe's probably the coolest one. Although she also... I think she also hates herself because of how many times she lets herself get cheated on and continues going back and trying to have kids with the same dude.
Yeah, I mean, she clearly goes through enough in her own personal life with that adding the social pressure on top of it doesn't help.
No, but to answer your question, both at the same time. Hey!
Ew.
Oh, that's incestual, never mind. But to answer your question, yeah, Chloe.
Agree, Chloe.
Unless it's strictly bank account, then Kim.
This one's much more serious.
Okay.
Cool Ranch or nacho cheese Doritos?
Oh, Cool Ranch all day.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what your son would have to say about that. I think he might agree.
Let me tell you why. I have a bit of a nostalgia for Cool Ranch Doritos, because when I was in high school freshman year and I was first dabbling in the devil's lettuce, we used to go in my friend's third-story bedroom, and for a group of my friends, we would, we would do things and play Super Mario Smash Brothers on the 64 for hours at a time. And for whatever reason, his mother used to always stock his house with Cool Ranch Doritos. So I just have these fervent memories of being on a third floor, just blaze out of my skull playing Mario Smash Brothers, just crushing full-size bags of Doritos.
All right.
Yeah. And just when it comes down to it, the flavor's better.
All right.
Delicious. Next. Fire away.
Oh dear. Okay. Would you rather be a genius?
She's like, that's it. We're out of questions.
Yeah, I'm out of.
I only came up with two.
That's all the time we have for today, folks.
I only came up with two.
Stop it now. I mean, I stole some from the internet. I came up with some myself, much like you did.
My entire video was stolen from the internet. I modified some of the questions.
Whatever. Would you rather be a genius and know everything, or be amazing at any activity you tried?
Well, I have both, because I already am both of those things.
I hate you.
Yeah.
This guy actually thinks he is a genius.
I'm sorry, I didn't even catch the question. Would you be a genius that was good at anything?
No. Would you rather be a genius and know everything, or be amazing at any activity you tried?
Oh, probably the second one.
I think so too.
Because being amazing at things you try allows you to go anywhere you want in life. Being a genius and knowing everything, honestly, is almost a burden for some people. Like, a lot of geniuses, like, you can tell, are just very tormented. And usually socially awkward, all these other things. So definitely the second one. I'd rather just be amazing at everything. I feel like I lean that way anyways.
Would you rather give birth to a 9-pound baby or break your femur?
This is like the woe is me. I already did one of those, so I want to know if you'd rather do it.
No.
But to answer your question, I'd probably rather break my femur.
That's pretty bad too. I've seen that happen. Not on myself.
So breaking your femur is the worst bone break you can do. Like, you can actually die from it if it's not treated.
It's really bad.
Yeah. And you probably aren't going to walk the same for the rest of your life. I don't know, because I don't know what it's like to have my vaginal canal just torn to bits.
I mean, some people do it and then act like nothing ever happened and they move on with their life. Other people almost die.
Listen, I guess I would say I'll say having a kid, because I know it's tough, but like, it's also one of the most natural things ever. It's like literally the prerequisite to humanity. So like, breaking your femur, breaking your femur, not so much.
Yeah.
So I will say having a kid, because it's also much more beautiful. You're creating
You get a baby out of it.
You're creating a beautiful young life form.
Yes.
Yeah, but I understand and sympathize with your pain. I can't.
Don't look at my questions.
I'm not looking at your questions.
No cheating. This is a pop quiz. Would you rather always be cold or hot?
Yeah, come on. You know the answer to that one. I would literally just sleep naked in Antarctica for a weekend as opposed to being hot for 15 minutes.
Really?
There is nothing I hate worse than being hot.
But you act so tortured when you're cold, though.
Who are you married to? Coming from? Are you projecting right now?
And, like, put on extra socks and like wrap yourself up in your stuff.
What are you talking? I like to be cozy like a normal non-sociopathic human being. Okay. But when we're talking about crying about being cold, honey, when it's 75 degrees out and a warm, blustery day, you're like in the house, like, oh, what's the heat on? What's the heat on? You got feet warmers in. You got an electric blanket for Christmas. You walk around the house in right now.
I'm always cold.
Your limbs are falling off. They are.
I'm kind of sweating right now, though.
But in your defense, and this is one of the reasons why I put a ring on it, you love to sleep cold.
I do.
We have never had a bedroom battle over the temperature. In fact, oftentimes when I come to bed and she's already been sleeping, I'm like, damn, dude, it was chilly here. And I love it. Like, I want it to be like 60, crispy fan. Yeah. We got a big steel fan that's on full blast. The air's moving. So you get under the covers, you're cold at first, but then you just feel like you're being protected from the elements and it makes you feel cozy and it helps you fall asleep. So,
I point the fan away from me, and then when he gets in bed, he points it right at himself.
People that like to sleep hot are psychopaths.
Yeah, I can't do it.
And research has shown that you're supposed to sleep in cooler environments. When you're hot, when you sleep, you get worse sleep.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I certainly do.
Yep.
Nothing's messing with my sleep.
So yes, I'd rather be cold.
All right. Would you rather do 200 burpees consecutively or run a 5K?
Run a 5K.
Really?
Oh yeah, 3.1 miles, no problem. Look at this.
What about a half marathon?
Come on, hey, run. Runner's body.
I was gonna say
6'3", 250. I'm just kidding. I hate running, but 5Ks you can knock out no problem.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you could.
And 200 burpees you could do. Honestly, I could maybe finish the 5K before I finish the 200 burpees, dude. Burpees are hell. Like after 10 to 15 burpees, I need a break, and then doing that. Yeah. Oof. And then the shoulders, and I'm a heavy dude, so it's just harder.
That's why I would think running is such a burden.
It is, but it's not. I would still do that over it. Yeah, that was a good question, though. I'd do the 5K.
All right.
Yep. If I would choose a workout.
Would you rather be the smartest person in a group or the funniest?
Oh, funniest, yeah. That's always been my thing, I've always.
But you're smart too.
Well, I sometimes Google big words before I record videos.
I lean both ways again, just like the other question about being a genius. I lean both ways.
No. I was going to say, I like to Google big words before I record so people think I'm smart. I'm just kidding. Credit to my mother. She helped instill a relatively dense vernacular in my upbringing. Yeah. I grew up pretty heavy, very insecure. So like that being the funny kid was always like my go-to, the thing that kind of helped me gain confidence.
Sure.
And I also, I would say Chris Farley and Jim Carrey were my two kind of like comedic idols growing up in the 90s.
Yep.
Chris Farley is prime. And Chris Farley's style of comedy, like the very physical, big fat guy, super funny. That was like where a lot of my comedy came from, which is why to this day I do a lot of like very like loud, boisterous, like screaming style stuff. Cause like, anyways, yeah. So class clown for sure.
Would you rather have no wrinkles or no gray hair?
Oh, interesting. You know what? I've never been self-conscious about gray hair until recently. This new camera angle in the right side of my beard has so many grays.
You control the camera angle, by the way.
I know I do, but sometimes you just gotta take the L. I don't know. I don't care. Like aging's beautiful. I know it's tough.
Try to say that.
I try to say that, but of course you're still naturally gonna have.
You like to see yourself getting
You're still
old and
naturally
crusty.
gonna be self-conscious about getting older. It's just human. It's just human. But
so pick one.
Probably I would probably rather take no wrinkles because you can always dye the hair if you need to.
I would take no wrinkles.
I know.
For sure.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'd take a head full of gray hair and a smooth face.
Sure.
No facial expressions.
Just lock it up.
Moving?
Just lock it up.
Is my forehead moving?
Just lock it up.
Wait, seriously.
Just go into a cryogenic chamber of Botox.
Ooh,
No.
that sounds good. No?
No, that's bad. It's got a nice sheen to it.
All right, would you rather meet The Rock or Tom Brady? It's so funny because as I'm writing these, I have what I think your answer is going to be, in my head, but you could always surprise me.
Man, that's a tough one. I like them both a lot. I would say Tom Brady's been much more prolific in my life, just because I've been an avid football fan since I was a kid and obviously watched his colored career, and he's brought, 7 Super Bowls to my team, all these things. I'll be honest, I was a little bummed out the last year with seeing his family fall apart and him kind of choosing. Nobody knows, there's obviously more to it than just football, of course, but it does seems like he got a little bit overly obsessed and kind of let a few things fall to the wayside. So it's left a bad taste in my mouth.
You do have your Rock Under Armour shirt on right now.
I am wearing a Rock shirt on right now. But I would probably rather beat Tom Brady than The Rock. Yeah.
I gotta agree. I love them both very much.
Yeah.
But as I said in my Would You Rather video, Tom's up here, can't touch him. Mm-hmm. And he's single right now.
Let's see, if there was ever a time to meet Tom Brady for you, it's right now. I'm telling you, we can work it out legally, I'll let you try and get that 50% of that fortune.
All right, next up.
Although we lost 670 million in FTX, so it might not be as big as it used to be.
I think he's probably doing all right.
Yeah, he'll figure it out.
Would you rather never have to diet or never have to work out again?
Oh, in what? Maintain my ideal body?
Yep.
Never have to diet.
For sure.
1000%. Working out can be fun.
It can be fun. It makes you feel
stress.
good.
Not eating what you want is literally hell on earth. And I'm not saying we don't eat what we want, but eating in moderation with the amount of absolutely deplorable chemically filled foods that our country and our society is trying to shove down our throat, because they engineer these things to taste amazing. Your taste buds don't know what to do.
And they certainly do.
I was gonna say, the crazy thing is, if you have the self-control to abstain from a lot of this processed, chemically engineered food that lines the shelves of all of our grocery stores.
You don't want it anymore.
You don't want it anymore, but you also start to really appreciate flavors in whole foods that you might not have noticed before, because it really does alter your taste buds when you're just eating shit that is literally made in a lab to stimulate your salivary glands at every
I get it.
pass. Anyways, what were you going to say?
I feel like I know that you enjoy working out to an extent, but you are the type of person that could stop working out and maintain a muscular physique somehow, which blows my mind and pisses me off at the same time.
Well,
if I stopped, I wouldn't get fat, but I'd be flabby.
Listen, that's mostly because of, multiple decades of putting in the work, right? Because I started powerlifting when I was 8th grade, 9th grade, or just heavy compounds when I was going in football. It was in the football locker room, and then I started powerlifting on my own time. And I never stopped for, multiple decades. The longest I ever didn't lift was maybe 2 weeks. So yeah, I will always just genetically be a large dude, and with the help of having an early base from lifting heavy when I was younger, I would definitely get smaller. But as you can see, after a year and a half ago, I didn't really lift, and I just lost a bunch of weight. I was doing cardio and just eating, because I was more concerned about just getting shit under control. And then the second I started to lift again, I was whoop.
Yeah.
Started to get big fast, because you have that muscle memory. But for you, and not to say, but this has been a newer thing for you that you've really gotten into and enjoyed. So you don't have that 25 years of history to fall back on.
No, I've got about 2.
2, yes. But you're crushing it. You work out. I feel like the amount of workouts you've done in the past 2 years has eclipsed my last 10. So.
Stop it. Ooh, I have a really good one for you.
Oh.
It's just very relevant. Would you rather never have to groom your body hair again? I know you want to take that. Or never have to wear glasses or contacts?
Oh, well, that's interesting, because...
both are attainable, but...
No.
Far-fetched.
No. The body hair one's not attainable.
You can get yourself lasered some way
somehow. I am literally a living Yeti. There's not enough lasers in
I would
the
rather
world. You could put a laser on a shark and it couldn't groom my body hair, okay? That being said, I could go in for an outpatient LASIK procedure and fix my vision. I've talked about it. I want to do it. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. Definitely would do the body hair one.
Yeah.
I don't mind normal, a little bit here, but I genetically.
I had a feeling you'd say that. Just once in a while you have problems with your contacts and your eyes getting annoyed.
Shoulder
and
and back hair bothers me more than anything.
And the glasses you have are heinous.
my serial killer glasses.
You look like an absolute serial killer.
My Dahmers are fly as hell.
Awful.
I've worn them on YouTube videos before. And
you should definitely put them on right now with that creep stash.
People are like, oh, actually, it does. The Dahmers go really well with the stash.
I remember you had that going on one time, and my friend came over and was like,
"Oh, Shelly, yeah.
Really, James?
Yeah,
I mean, really, Leon?"
Yeah, well, you and her have like similar style. You can't appreciate like the 70s Dahmer vibes.
Yeah, no, we can't.
Yeah, well,
it's
the internet can,
folks.
so that's why I do it. They like it.
All right, Leon, we're getting to the end here. So,
okay.
Would you rather get a stomach bug for a week, just spending the whole week in the bathroom, or publicly share your web history from the last week?
Well, in this very moment, I think I would share my web history because I think I've been a good boy.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, most
you don't want to lose 10 pounds.
No, yeah, exactly. Stomach bugs are the
absolute
world's worst thing on the planet.
Worst.
Unyielding nausea is one of my least favorite things on the planet.
When you just can't even keep down like a sip of water, and all you want is that sip of water.
And there's like 5 minutes of just reprieve after you've vomited, and it feels amazing, and then it just slowly creeps back in. You know, that next session of liquid-based dry heaving is going to rock your world in another 40 minutes or whatever.
Please don't. On that note, wash your hands.
Usually the weirdest things I look up are based around research for YouTube videos, and everything else is pretty straight and narrow. Yeah, as far as anything else goes.
All right,
nothing to be ashamed of.
So, the grand finale question for Leon Lush that I have: would you rather give up video games or alcohol for the rest of your life?
Oh man, how dare you! But they go so
one
good.
Or the other.
They go so good together.
Yes,
though.
they do, and they're probably two of your
biggest vices on the planet.
Yeah,
it's correct. They
two
are
of your biggest vices.
I would.
He's not an alcoholic, by the way.
No,
it's just an enjoyment.
I enjoy it.
You are a video game addict, though.
Man, I don't know, dude. Like, on the one hand, I want to say I'd give up alcohol because, like, that's certainly the most physically harmful for you. It affects your diet. It's literally ingesting poison. In video games, on the other hand, can be a form of escape and can be fun, but can also be harmful if not regulated on a different level, not physically, more dopamine, emotionally, mentally. I would probably say alcohol. I think if I would give up alcohol, it would be better off for me. But then that screws you for like social situations. But this is, what's funny is right now, no alcohol is like very popular right now. It's like
dry January.
I don't just mean dry January. I just mean the whole conversation around it. Like all these threads on Twitter from like these life optimizers, everyone that's like, oh yeah, I gave up alcohol 2 years ago, never been better. It's like, it's the new thing. It's much like the younger generations. It's much less cool to drink.
Well, that's good.
It's good. That's great. There's nothing wrong with it.
But I also think that it's not a big deal to have some drinks.
No,
Again, just like food and every other thing, it's good in moderation.
There can be a great social aspect to it when that's it for me. Like the days for me of like wanting to get hammered blacked out, like I hate that now.
So plot twist. You said you'd rather give up alcohol than video games for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I know.
I thought you were going to say video games because then it would help with other
if it came down to it, probably I would give up video games.
All right.
I only said alcohol because I think that would be healthier for me in the long run.
You have to pick one.
All right, so video games.
He's so mad about it.
I can't. This is the worst question ever. I don't like this one.
That's why I saved it for last.
I don't like this one.
All right, how do you feel like I did? Was I too hard on you? Too easy?
No, yeah, not too hard. Certainly, I think you're right in the middle. I didn't want to have to bare my soul about anything super personal today, but this is a good gauge of where I'm at. Alcoholic video game addict. Thanks for sharing that with the internet. But nice job. I appreciate it. So now I had a chance to sit in the hot seat, and you guys get to know a little bit more about us.
Nice job bearing your soul.
Yeah, bared it up. Thank you guys for watching. We can't wait to see you in the next video, and as always, appreciate you being here. Bye-bye.